Welcome to the DTC Slingshot Podcast. I'm your host, Lockie Thompson, and I'm also the founder of Social Slingshot, a paid advertising agency. This podcast is your go-to resource for e-commerce entrepreneurs seeking insights from industry leaders and experts. If you magically stumbled across this podcast, I'm truly grateful you've chosen to listen. If you have any questions whatsoever or specific topics you'd like us to cover, do not hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram at Lockie Social Slingshot. While this podcast is tailored to the broader e-commerce community, if you're ever in need of direct marketing assistance, remember that Social Slingshot is here to help. Our mission is to drive as much success for as many e-commerce brands as possible by being the most results-driven and client-focused agency in the market. Now, with all the admin stuff taken care of, let's dive straight into today's episode. Everyone, welcome back to the DTC Slingshot Podcast. Today, I'm joined with Capri Marvelous Creations enthusiast Kelly, the owner of the Daily Orders. I just want to give yourself a quick introduction and a rundown on how you started the business.
Hey guys, my name's Kelly. As Lockie said, I'm the owner of Daily Orders. The name Daily Orders comes from my time in the Navy. So every day there was a publication that came out, told you all of the things that you needed to do, what you needed to wear, what time sunset was, all that sort of stuff. That was called Daily Orders. And now I've transitioned that theme or that concept into selling acrylic wall planners for busy people. So that's now what we do. And that's why it's called Daily Orders from all that lovely Navy time.
Yeah, do you just want to touch briefly on that Navy time? Like, how long were you serving for, and what did that look like for you?
So I did about 13 and a half years as an officer. So I was a logistics officer, mostly serving in Australia on land, but I also did a couple of deployments to the Middle East and into Sudan in Africa with the United Nations, but a lot of administrative jobs sort of around Canberra and Sydney as well. So basically, my career was about organising, and that's kind of what led me to this job.
Yeah. So would you call yourself a bit of a control freak, a bit of you nerd out on your schedule, like you've got everything exactly mapped out?
I'd like to say so, but the reality is very different because I've got 2 kids and things never stay the same. So I think the cool thing about our plan is that when things go to custard, you can wipe it clean and start again. You're sort of not held too tightly to what's been planned. It's more of a rough guide than a full-on minute-by-minute schedule, as some might predict.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a different life between when you were in the Navy and being a mum running your own e-commerce business now. It's a bit more hectic,
Yeah.
Or would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the Navy you had some sort of predictability, but there was also that element of at any time you might just be asked to pack your kit bag and go. So there was structure, but there was also that craziness of unpredictability. I think it's kind of the same in the parenting and e-commerce world. You know that you have a job to do, but what might actually happen in that job is a crazy path that you never expected. So I actually never expected in my life to run an e-commerce business, but here we are. So I just thought I would kind of be in the Navy until it was time for retirement. But yeah, things change, and here we are, sort of 9 years later, in the middle of an e-commerce business. So yeah, it's a crooked path.
No, that's fine. So did you go straight out of school to the Navy and then straight into your e-commerce business, or was there a bit of a transition period, or what did that look like? How did you start the business?
Yeah, so there was a bit of a gap. Just after I finished school, I went and worked at the local Navy base. So I worked there for a year or so, and then I started my university degree. And as I got through my degree and spent more time working at Cerberus, I thought this might be a good idea for me. I might join up and see what happens, because I figured I could always be an accountant, which is what my degree was in. But I couldn't just always join the Navy. So I went and did that. I thought I'll give it a little bit of time. And 13 and a bit years later, I said, that's enough for me now. So I actually started Daily Orders in my last year of service. So as I had my second child and then was on maternity leave and started Daily Orders when our son was about 6 months old. So,
yeah. And how did you come up with the original idea? Because I don't know, it seems like for me, just from an outside perspective, everyone's sort of got some calendar. People have the calendars on their phone. What makes your acrylic wall planners so valuable?
So the thing for me was my husband was never home when our kids were little. He was a FIFO consultant, so he would be flying to Malaysia, he'd be flying to Canberra, he'd be flying all over the place, and I couldn't really keep track of what I needed to do, nor did he have an idea of what I did all the time when he was away. So he'd be leaving at 3 o'clock on a Monday morning, coming home at 6 or 7 p.m. on a Friday night, and basically come home to shower, do his laundry and turn around and get back on the plane again. So I needed something that I could see on the wall that wasn't like hidden away in a diary that he couldn't see. So when he got home, he's like, oh, okay, this weekend we've got this. Oh, she's actually been busy this week and done this, and this. So it just gave both of us somewhere out in the open to go, oh, like you're walking past the kitchen, oh, we've got, Timmy's recital today or something like that. It was in your face and you couldn't miss it. So that's where it came from, because I'm sick of being like attached to your phone all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got an accounting background as well. Was the transition into running your own business as smooth as what you thought it would be, or completely different?
It was completely different, to be honest. I've always said I'm glad I didn't actually need all my core skills I learned at university to do a job, because I feel like all of that university knowledge is gone. And in business, by the time you've graduated and then you actually put things into practice, the whole system's changed. Like when I graduated uni, I don't know, Twitter probably wasn't a thing. Like Facebook was just a baby or not even relevant. So what I learnt back then has absolutely zero bearing on what I do today. Like if I had to be trained to be a doctor, I'd be no, because I wouldn't have remembered anything from uni. So yeah, very, very, very different to what I learnt at uni. Yeah, I don't think there's any real correlation anymore.
All right, so nobody that's listening is going to do accounting anymore. You didn't quite sell it.
No. It was my major, but yeah, it certainly wasn't my passion. Yeah.
Now, obviously, your passion is planners and stuff like that, and it's obviously a very, very busy time of year. From my understanding, you just had your record month. You just want to talk us through that and how you got to that stage.
Yeah, sure. So, over the years, like many business owners do, you try and fail with different coaches or different programs to try and get you to where you need to be. What I did recently has been really helpful, and they focused a lot on Facebook advertising. And whilst Facebook advertising costs have gotten higher and higher as the years have gone on, I think I'm starting to finally learn how to do them better, and I think that has certainly resulted in higher revenue. Obviously, my costs have gone up as I've been spending and testing on all sorts of different ad types, but I'm hopefully trying to bridge that gap between, or expand the gap, I guess, and bring my costs down and bring the revenue higher. So yeah, it was Facebook ads that have been a huge contributor to that biggest month ever.
Yeah, so the listeners would know, like, I'm a specialist in Facebook ads as well, but coming from an outside perspective, and as a being business owner yourself, you probably struggled a bit with Facebook ads, and then you've enrolled in this other course. What were some of the biggest misconceptions you had before learning more about it?
I don't think it was about misconceptions as such. I think it was about learning how things had changed. So obviously in the past, you'd have to niche quite far down into your audience and say, I want to target a 35-year-old mother who has a high income and lives in Canberra. So now it's not that niche down. Now we have this magical thing called Advantage Plus that goes out into the magical world and finds all these fairies for you. So Advantage Plus campaigns are really quite valuable because the algorithm effectively does the work for you. So it's using that Advantage Plus method combined with a lot of UGC creators, and that's where we found our success.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something that I'm continuing to see within ad accounts as well, is people are like doing way too much within their ad accounts. Like, mention the strategy that you just mentioned, where they're just trying to detail target every little single thing, but they should be leveraging AI. Nobody's smarter than AI. I think we could all admit that. And
Yeah.
the advancements over the last 12 to 18 months or so has been astronomical. So you'd be stupid not to be leveraging that sort of
Well,
method.
100%. Like, what's it? Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
AI is going to do the bulk of the grunt work for you, let them. So, I mean, our ad account now has 3 campaigns in it. It's basically got a testing, retargeting, and an Advantage Plus, and that's it. So,
Yeah,
back in
that's
the day,
awesome.
you'd have a whole host of stuff. And I'm glad it's changed. Let's just put it that way.
And I'm even gladder because I used to manage all those different campaigns and that sort of thing. But like you said, like it's only like 2 or 3 now. But obviously, there's a lot more work that goes into the creative and copy side of things. You just touched on UGC. Do you just want to explain like how that's fit into your strategy and how that was able to help you hit your revenue targets or even exceed them over the past month or so? Black Friday's just happened, which absolutely
sure.
crushed.
Yep. So for us, for daily orders, I should say, I've been the face of the business sort of since we started, because we've grown from a one-woman band to, a few staff now. And my face was on all the ads and I was doing all the things, come and shop. It's wonderful. Great. We're wonderful. But it was time to ask some other people and to see some other faces on there. So we've reached out to some UGC creators who have been really wonderful, a bit more professional than me, perhaps, a bit more engaging and able to sell the product without actually selling it, providing a good, solid review, which ultimately converts. And we've started to use mails in our UGC as well, which we've not had before. So that's been a really good change to our strategy to include mails in there, which has been good.
Yeah, awesome. Now, was it all smooth sailing with the UGC, or you have a few fails along the way? Because everyone I seem to speak to, they either love or hate UGC, but even the ones who do love it, it was very hard as well.
G'day DTC Slingshot listeners. Before we get back to our awesome discussion, I want to take a moment to share something special with you. Are you an e-commerce brand looking for clarity and guidance on your digital advertising strategy? Well, you're in luck. At Social Slingshot, we offer free 15-minute account audits to help you navigate this minefield. These quick but comprehensive audits are designed to provide you with valuable insights, personalized recommendations, and a clearer path to success. Whether you're struggling with ad performance, looking to optimize your campaigns, or just seeking some expert advice, our team is here to help. We'll review your current strategies, identify opportunities, and offer tips tailored to your brand. Don't let uncertainty hold your e-commerce business back. Take advantage of our free 15-minute account audits today. It's the first step towards maximizing your ad spend and crushing your competitors. To schedule your free audit, simply visit our website at www.socialslingshotau.com or send us a direct message on Instagram at LockieSocialSlingshot. Let's slingshot your sales together. Now, back to our episode.
So with the UGC, we found out pretty quickly that a certain type of demographic UGC creator wasn't for us. We have probably 5 to 10 people reaching out per day saying, we'd love to create UGC for you. But the reality is they're not servicing our target market. They're more the young females who are advertising lifestyle and beauty products who are not quite what we're looking for. So we're looking for a more mature woman in age who is a mother, who's running a household and that sort of thing. So we learnt quickly to steer towards, who our target market would relate to.
Yeah, and it's the same with like all the plus size sizing and stuff in clothing as well. Like it used to be just all like the skinny models promoting all that sort of clothing, and then like you see now the plus size models is really growing industry, and it really does have an impact on the ads. Like just showing that like the target market in the creative has such an impact, and like you said, you even started using males in some of your UGC as well, so that's even interesting and opening up a new market for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have quite a high percentage of male users. certainly a lot of tradies seem to come to us because for job boards and that sort of thing. So managing their small business and having all their jobs listed. It might be car servicing, it might be running paddocks on a farm. So all sorts of industries, which is really good. But the flip side of that is partners who are struggling to find something that their partners would like. So the male's trying to find something, a Christmas gift for their partners that they might love. So we're also trying to tap into that market as well.
Yeah, for sure. And what about some of the other strategies that you used over the past month or so to hit that goal aside from UGC?
So one of the key ones we've used, ordinarily our Black Friday would be a 15% off discount. But this year what we've tried to do is do a gift with purchase, which has increased our AOV, and that's been a really good strategy for us. So rather than, smashing our income, we're actually giving it a gift that has a high perceived value, but it's still increasing our AOV. So that's been really important for us, and I would encourage other e-commerce businesses to do the same, because it's been a really good strategy for us. Because it's a low cost item, but the perceived value is quite high, so people are going to be more incentivized to spend the threshold in order to achieve the prize, so to speak.
Yeah, just gamifying it a little bit as well, and just so the audience understands a little bit more. Like, what, for an example, what did you offer as a free gift?
So we had three gift levels, if you will. So we use an app called Monster Upsells, which is run by an Aussie bloke named Ty Chapman. So we use Monster Upsells, which is basically a cart, a cart plug-in. And you can see on a timeline, if I spend, the first threshold was if you spend $99, you get a $50 gift. If you spend $199, you get a $75 gift. And then $299, you get a $100 gift. So each time they spent that much more, the little progress bar would increase, and they'd say just $25 more until you get the next gift, and be like, bloop. And then just, how 3 cents more until you get your next gift. So it really did incentivize the customers to go around the website and find just that little thing to tip them over the edge to increase the AOV to get the prize that they wanted, or the gift that they wanted.
Yeah.
So having that visual was really important.
Yeah, it definitely works, because even me, like, I've been advertising for almost 5 years now, and I get to a website and I see those upsell strategies and stuff like that, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing, but I really want that free shipping, or I want that free product. So I'm gonna have to find, like, one that gets me all the time is Elite Subs, because I go to the gym quite often. So in the supplements, I'm like, oh, you get a free shaker bottle and stuff like that, and gym towel, or you always need that sort of stuff. So
and I think that's important.
As long as the incentive relates as well.
Exactly. I was having a discussion with another brand yesterday that she wanted to have a gift with purchase that was cute, but it wasn't necessary for the user. So it needs to be directly related to the core product that you're selling. Otherwise, it's just kind of a bit gimmicky.
Yeah, for sure. And listeners might remember we had on a brand called Isha & Co. And I haven't spoken to her about this yet, but I've seen it on Instagram and I thought it was a super cool idea. So she sells like affirmation jewelry. And what she's done is like buy two and like get one free, but instead of like the get one free, as a like pass it forward sort of thing. So you get two for yourself and like use that third one as a gift, which I thought was a really smart strategy.
Yeah, that's really good. I like it. And then it spreads the word as well, because then they go, oh, I've got one. I might buy another one and then get another one for a friend. So no, it's a good kind of pay it forward chain.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, obviously, with growing your business, I know you're NDIS registered. You just want to touch on how you came to like move forward into that, and then obviously how that's impacted your business as well.
Sure. So we became NDIS registered because a lot of participants inquired, and we thought, oh, this sounds interesting, and we didn't really know much about it. But the more we looked into it, the more we could see that our planners would benefit the disability community. So one big aspect of it is because our core range of planners are black. You can see a white one behind us, but our core range of planners are black. We have very contrasting colours on the planner, so it's great for visual contrast. The other thing is a lot of our disability clients have support workers or people who come into their home to assist them with their daily needs, whether it's showering, shopping, attending doctor's appointments and that sort of thing. So it's great to use them as a memory aid, and they can see who's attending their home during the day or the week, and that helps reduce anxiety. So we're really, really proud and pleased that we are NDIS registered, and since we've done so, the NDIS has accounted for about 30% of our annual sales.
Yeah, awesome. And I've probably even seen your boards around in like Snapchats and things like that, because quite a few of my mates work in the disability space, and I see those boards all around the place all the time. Like they're always full of color. They're always like, full of information and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's your exact one, but yeah, I do see them.
It better be
in that space, just anecdotally as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. Good to know they're out there.
Yeah. What other initiatives have you sort of done to grow your business over the past few years? Like, is there any, like the introduction of any like new platforms? Have you jumped on the Klaviyo train, or have you tried Pinterest or any other platforms?
Yeah, so we're certainly very deep into Klaviyo integration. So we integrate with Shopify, and all of our abandoned cart, all of our welcome series, all of that sort of stuff is sent through Klaviyo, which has been quite successful for us. We did jump on the Pinterest bandwagon. However, we didn't actually see a lot of conversions through that, so we stopped advertising with Pinterest. I know it is a massive platform for some brands organically, but I don't know why, but we just didn't see the reach, we didn't see the results. So I figured there's no point in flogging a dead horse. So we withdrew from Pinterest and focused on things that actually made us revenue, which is Facebook and Google.
Yeah, interesting, because like I guess the general assumption would be like your target market is on Pinterest, like that middle-aged mother, probably looking at house design inspiration all the time, home and garden and stuff like that. So it's interesting why it didn't work out for you, but maybe one.
Yeah, that's not all that middle-aged mothers do, though. Can I just tell you? We do have a lot on our plate.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I don't have any kids at the moment, so.
No, you'll learn.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, you've got quite a bit of experience in business, and I guess a lot of people would be starting their own businesses, even like New Year's resolutions. Maybe they want to start a bit of a side hustle and stuff like that. What are some of the things that, I guess, reflecting on when you first began, what sort of helped you get moving?
That's an interesting one. I think each person's business journey is really different. Each person brings with them a different skill set, whether that's in management, organization, problem solving, insert word here. You know what? Everyone brings their own skill set. But one of the important things I think is to not try and recreate the wheel. So I would look at other successful e-commerce businesses, and I'm not saying copy what they do, but take notes and go, why is that successful? So, for example, look at, if you're just starting to look at Facebook advertising, look at the meta ads library of brands that you have things in common with. You know, if you're, I'm just saying, if you're a dressing gown company, go and look at Oodie and go, what's Oodie doing? Why are they so darn successful? What do their ads look like? Okay, cool. Let's go and have a look at Oodie. Or if you're selling bento boxes, go and look at, B-Box and say, why are they so successful? So go and have a look at their ads. So that, as I said, there's no point in recreating the wheel, but have a look at other similar successful brands for inspiration and find out what they're doing and why they're killing it. You know, I think there's plenty of case studies out there to show how to do and how not to do things.
Yeah, for sure. And even looking at different industries as well, like I find myself replicating ads from a clothing brand, we might be advertising like a dog product or something like that. So spend as much time as you can in the Facebook ad side. But probably not as much as me, because it seems to be about all I do. But it's definitely a great help. And then obviously like funnel hacking a bit as well. So checking out like people's checkout processes and stuff like that. You'll see like a lot of new start businesses, especially like the dropshipping ones, like you can tell like they're quite new. So just trying to make it as aesthetically pleasing and just get every button working and stuff like that, just cross-reference.
Yeah, that is a big one, like making sure the user experience is clean, and making sure that, you know, they can check out successfully with not too many barriers to check out. So I know thousands of brands have upsells on their product page, but for me, I don't like that. So that's an interruption to the user journey. So if I've hit, for my business, if I've hit a planner and it goes, oh, would you like fries with that? Kind of, would you like pens with that? It's like, get out of my way. I'm just trying to check out. So we have in our cart a frequently bought together, so it's a lot more subtle. So you're not interrupting the user journey, because they might go back and buy 3 other things. But if they're getting interrupted all the time by pop-ups, they're going to smash your computer screen. Because they're like, leave me alone.
I had that experience yesterday with Country Road, and lucky my girlfriend doesn't listen to this, but I was buying her a handbag. So what happened is, like, I was checking out because it was a recommendation from her sister. And so I was going there to check out on this bag, and I was buying it no matter what. But if I was buying something for myself from that site, there was like this pop-up that, like, I don't even know what it was, because I just kept trying to exit it so quickly. They'd come up like 3-4 different times, and then there was some, like, my address and stuff come up as red, even though I could submit it after I clicked the button, and like stuff like that. For such a big brand, they probably, I don't even know if that's happening, but stuff like that can make people lose trust, make people lose interest. Like, attention spans are so short. And
absolutely.
Like, honestly, I would have left that website if I wasn't going there to buy that exact product.
Exactly. You just end up with a table flip and you go, I'm out of here, I'm done. So so I don't like, I've got obviously a sign up pop up that's, 45 seconds in on 30% scroll or something like that. But other than that, our only, not even a pop up, it's a post purchase checkout. So we have a post purchase checkout where we offer X% off a particular item to complement whatever they've bought. So it's after you've secured the purchase, and then it's literally a one-click upsell to say, hey, do you want this at 30% off? And all they have to do is click a button. So it's not stuffing around, it's not messing with their initial purchase, it's just while you're here, because obviously we save on shipping on that, so we can discount the inbuilt cost of shipping. So awesome. User experience is important.
Yeah, for sure. And very overlooked as well. But moving on, just quickly before we start to wrap up for today, what plans do you have for 2024?
Well, it's interesting.
Not to give all the secrets away, but...
No. I'm wondering about how I can not step down from the business, but not be so present. Whether I look at employing someone sort of here, like as it maybe a general manager, to try and take charge of the business and act more strategically, because we've grown from a little baby micro business to heading into $2 million revenue this year, which is not unsubstantial. So insubstantial? Unsubstantial. Anyway, not small. So I'm wondering whether next year we need to look at someone who has a bit more strategic direction to take the business in a better managed fashion, rather than just sort of chasing our tails as we currently are. So looking to see how we go with that. Seeing if I can step back and say it's someone else's job now.
Yeah, that would be an awesome goal. I guess that's the goal for every e-commerce business when they start their business, is to hopefully exit one day and start drinking cocktails on the beach or spending more time with your family and stuff like that.
Yeah, something like that. I just don't want to have to be the one to do the last minute, website fixing at 12 p.m. on, Boxing Day or Christmas Eve to make sure the Boxing Day sale's ready tomorrow. So, yeah, it's just all those, some of those little things that need to be handed over to.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. Well, just before we jump off today, just want to give a little quick plug to your socials or where people can get in touch with your business.
Sure. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, but that's a little embarrassing, so maybe don't go to the TikTok. So we're facebook.com/Daily Orders Australia and just Daily Orders on Instagram as well. So you can come and say hi there, or you can come and check out our website at dailyorders.com.au and you can shop to your heart's content.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today. I really enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see all the listeners on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Lockie. See ya.
Hey, DTC Slingshot listeners. Unfortunately, this episode has come to an end. If you did make it this far, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it. So how about hitting the thumbs up, leaving a comment, or even smashing subscribe? Any engagement or feedback truly helps us improve and grow. And remember, if you have any questions at all or insights you'd like to share, the best place to reach me is on Instagram at Lockie Social Slingshot. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.